Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are going to discuss a wonderful poem written by Coates Kinney, The Rain on the Roof, from the book BEEHIVE. Isn't it a wonderful time to read this poem? Because we are already experiencing the monsoon. Now let us see what Coates Kinney has to say and what he pours out through this poem, Rain on the Roof. Well, Coates Kinney, he was born on November 24, 1826. He was a lawyer, a politician, journalist, and a poet from United States. First, let us see some of the important highlights of the poem. The poem Rain on the Roof talks about the poet's varied reactions to the sound of raindrops falling on the roof of his house. Well, the poet's house that he talks about had tiles roof, so the sound of raindrops was more clear and different and can be experienced in a better way, can be felt more. Then he says that the raindrops at night are like tears shed by the sad dark night. He loves to lie in bed and hear rain falling on the roof of his room because it gets back sweet memories of the past. He says that the sound of raindrops helps him fall asleep and gives him sweet dreams. He has memories of his loving mother who would put them to sleep. Dear students, you can also say that these points is the main background of the poem. Now let us see what the poem is. The poet begins the poem with these lines. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. The poet in these lines says that the dark clouds, which are full of moisture, cover the night sky filled with stars. He is comparing the raindrops to tears. The dark sky seems very sad and hence is gently shedding tears in the form of rain. The meaning of hover is move around something, and starry spheres, it refers to the sky at night which is full of stars. So in this paragraph, the starry night, the sky which is otherwise filled with stars, is covered with dark clouds and it looks sad and it sheds tears in the form of raindrops. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So as the poet listens to the sound of raindrops falling on the roof of his room, rather his house, he adds that it is a blessing at the time while it is raining outside to lie on the bed and listen to the sound made by the falling raindrops on the roof over his head. It's a blessing. Otherwise, human life is so busy that they hardly get any time to enjoy the rain. The raindrops are soft and it's pouring over his roof. Every tingle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into a busy being start. Through these lines, the poet is expressing his feelings when he hears that the raindrops falling on the rooftop of his house. He says that every raindrop on his roof has an echo. It's making some repeated sounds in his heart. And these sounds of the raindrop take him to the world of fanciful imagination, where his mind is filled with thousands and myriad imaginations. Otherwise, where do human beings get such time to dream, to imagine? Because human life is so busy, a human mind or a human life is occupied with lots of work during the daytime. The poet is resting, is lying on the bed and listening peacefully to the sounds of rain. And as he listens, lots of beautiful memories and fanciful imagination is running in his mind. and the thousand recollections weave their air threads into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. So he recollects many memories of the past. He's not only having fanciful imagination, but a lot of sweet memories of the past have come back into his mind as dreams. And these memories are beginning to weave the thread just like in a loom. And as he listens to the sound of the rain on the roof. In these lines, he says that as he listens to the sound of rain on the roof, different and many thoughts are being woven and taking form in his mind. Now let's see the last paragraph. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone, to regard the darling dreamers, she left them till the dawn. In these lines, the poet remembers his mother. He recalls how many years ago in his childhood she considered him as a darling and looked affectionately at him and his siblings while they were sleeping and having pleasant dreams. She would let them sleep and leave them till daybreak. As the poet was forming his memories and recalling the golden days of the past, at that moment, his mother comes to his mind. He recalls how his mother would not disturb or break his sleep, for she knew that this little child was in the world of dream and imagination. She knew that this little child was building and weaving his future, and she would just look at him affectionately and admiringly and let him sleep peacefully. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I list to this refrain which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. These are the last 4 lines of the poem. In these lines, the poet can still feel that his mother is lovingly looking at him as he listens to the song made by the sound of the raindrops on the roof of his room. Whenever he hears the sound, he is reminded of his mother. So, in these last 4 lines, he just recalls and how fresh his mother is in his mind. Her fond look at him, the love she had for her child, and the way she took care of him. So whenever it rains and he hears the sound of raindrops on the shingles of his room, his mother comes to his mind, and he is lost in his thought and the love she had for him. The poet has beautifully outpoured his feeling through this poem. The use of words are perfect. The sounds, with the sound words that he had used in this poem, takes us to the time when it actually rains. We all have our own feelings. Now, let us have a look at the rhyme scheme of the poem. Let's see the first paragraph. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in the rainy tears. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So how to find out the rhyme scheme of a poem? You have to look at the last words of each line. Now let us see the first line. The last word is hover, isn't it? So which word does it rhyme with? Does it rhyme with the second word? No. So first line you should always write A. Okay? So first line you have to write A. Now the second line you see. In the second line the word is fierce. You have to write it B because it's a new word. It doesn't rhyme it with any word so far. Okay, third line, it's darkness. Does it rhyme with A or B? That is first or second line? No. So it will be C. Hover is A, spheres B, and darkness is C. Tears, yes, it rhymes with the second word. That is spheres. So tears will also be B. The next word is pillow. Does it rhyme with any of the four words above? No, so it's a new word. Therefore, you have to write here D. Bed. No, this will be E because it doesn't rhyme with any of the word above. Next is patter. Does it rhyme with any word above? No, it will be F. The last word is overhead. Yes, it rhymes with bed and head. So bed was E, therefore head will also be E because head and bed are rhyming words. So your rhyme scheme of the first paragraph is A, B, C, D, A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. And you should note that all the three paragraphs in the poem have the same rhyme scheme. It follows the rhyme scheme A, B, C, B, D, E, F, and E. Well, this is the rhyme scheme of the poem, and I hope you have followed it. So thank you so much. Take care and stay safe.